Hi, I'm Adam Freeze, and I have the basketball unit, and I'm doing creating space. So I'm going to have a 30-minute lesson here. I'm going to start off by my introduction, asking a couple questions to the students. One being, does anyone know the best way to create space on a defender? And the answer is going to be a different variety of ball handling moves. Then I'm going to ask, after successfully creating space, what would you do next? And the answer should look something like score the ball by either a jump shot or driving to the basket. Um, so for my first practice task, we're just going to do two lines. There'll be two baskets, half the class on one basket, half on the other. The one line will be the ball handling line, the other will be the rebounding line. So I will teach them three different ball handling moves to create space on defenders. One being a retreat dribble, one being an in and out dribble, and then one being a step back. So they're going to do this for the entire time period, and then these moves should look something like this.
Jack then works on his retreat dribble, but this time as he pulls back, he makes a move between his legs and exposed by the defender on the opposite hand to the opposite side.
Accelerate, push it out, really accelerate, push it out, and we want to make sure that we stay low on this dribble. Stay low, accelerate, stay low, accelerate and stay low. Remember,
rip the ball to my opposite hip. I'm going to cross step opposite, and same thing, I'm trying to get my inside foot by his outside foot, getting him to open up just like that. So as I do that and I cross step, simultaneously, I'm going to pound the ball into the ground so the ball and the foot hit at the same time. And from there, I'm going to load and launch my front foot so I get that separation for the back.
Then for my second practice task, it's going to be full court creating space. So I'm going to show an additional two dribbling moves that are going to be able to create space. And what's going to happen is the whole class will start on the one end line. One student will be offense, one will be defense. The offensive student will go full court, practicing the moves that they have just been taught. And then once they get to the end, then they will switch. The offense will become defense, defense will become offense, and then they'll do that all the way back. And these two dribble moves are going to be a jab and then a retreat crossover dribble. So these moves are going to look something just like this.
I like to call this squashing the bug. Ha! Ha! Especially for younger kids, they get that metaphor a little better. Squash that bug. Squash that bug. Squash that bug. Squash that bug. And essentially, that's the science.
Every guard should have in their offensive arsenal. It's a great way to break pressure and to create space to make a play. We're going to start off with the retreat dribble series warm-up. Jack and Jason are going to be...
For my first game then, it's going to be a 3v3. It's going to be at one basket, and teams will be split up into three. So then the offense will go against the defense, and they're going to practice their new dribbling moves to create space. Once they score or miss and the defense gets the rebound, and then teams will just cycle in and out. So that way everyone kind of gets a chance to be on offense and practice these moves to create space against real live defenders. And this is going to go on for 7 minutes. And then my game 2 is just going to be a 5v5 full court to kind of incorporate the full court ball handling to create space. So this is just going to be two teams subbing every few minutes. The teams will be allowed to full court press, so that way the offensive team can practice creating space in the full court. So they're going to do this for 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. When wrapping it up, the teacher will collect everything and then ask the two questions they originally asked, being what is the best way to create space on a defender, and hopefully a student will be able to answer with different ball handling moves. And then the last question would be, what do you do after creating space? And hopefully a student will be able to answer score the ball by either driving to the basket or shooting a jump shot.